What's up, y'all? I've got some massive buffs for Raticate in the form of great new abilities, moves changes, and of course stat boosts, all of which were much needed. So keep in mind that in this ROM hack, every single Pokemon is massively reworked, and I have buffed and changed 600 plus moves. So if you are a new viewer, just clicking on this video, please do make sure you check out that link in the description. You can see, if you click this little link on Defiant, for example, it takes you to the move sheet. There's also a move sheet right here on the bottom. You can just click it right there, and you can look at all 600 plus move buffs and changes organized into several different categories. You can click priority moves, Draco Meteor type moves, crit moves, multi-hit moves. There's everything. It's all here for your viewing convenience. I also organize them into type categories, all that stuff. So yeah, do give that a look. But as for Raticate, it's got some also new buffs with the abilities Hustle being buffed and Strong Jaw having a lot more moves to abuse, and Hyper Fang later on in the game being incredibly powerful, and it's just really strong and really fast. So with 109 base attack and Hustle, Raticate is incredibly powerful. 109 base attack with Hustle's boost is equivalent to, let's check, 348 times 1.5 is 522. 188. Right? Did I just do that right? Oh, 22, yeah. So Raticate has 188 base attack equivalent with Hustle. And of course with Strong Jaw technically, but with Strong Jaw, the only moves that are getting boosted are, which isn't terrible. Late game especially, you get a Hyper Fang, which again, as you can see right there on screen, it says it's an 80 base power move. It never misses, meaning it's one of those several moves with Hustle that I'll show in a second that don't miss, because Hustle again was buffed in this hack. So not only does Hustle make these moves still boost, it's still, man, I'm like mixing up my words. Not only does Hustle still boost these moves, it makes them, it ignores the accuracy drop, right? It ignores the accuracy drop because these moves cannot miss, period. So with Hyper Fang, that is 120 base power, but when you consider the abilities, it's 180 base power. It's insane. Zero drawbacks. It's a very spammable normal type stab move. Only rodent type Pokemon get it, but Raticate and I think Gumshoos are the two strongest users of it. Diggersby technically also is, but I know that Raticate and Gumshoos are stronger, and Raticate is also very fast, much faster than both Gumshoos and Diggersby now, so that's really nice. Raticate is a 107 base speed stat, which is just really solid and fitting and nice, and it helps with the higher speed tiers in this hack. You're not guaranteed max speed FVs or plus speed nature, but it's still really quick. And you also have some solid bulk. You can actually switch in on attacks now, which is pretty cool. You might need some team support from like Intimidate or Parting Shot, but every fucking Pokemon in the game at this point gets Parting Shot, so it's not hard to get your Raticate on the field, especially after a debuff. But yeah, so Hustle is buffed, so all of these moves will not miss anymore. So priority moves, so in this case you have Quick Attack and Sucker Punch and First Impression. Those three moves will not miss at all, and they still get boosted. You also have moves like U-Turn, which won't miss. Flail and Reversal won't miss, and you do have an Endure TM, so you can use Endure, Flail, Reversal with a Lychee Berry or a Slack Berry and become very strong with 200 base power, Hustle boosted Stab, Flail. I believe I gave him Power Trip as well. I'll check back in a second. Stomping Tantrum, Raging Fury, which is Fire type. That also gives you +1 attack, Raging Fury, so that's really nice. Let me go back and look and make sure I'm not missing any Hustle moves that they get. But even just like Stomping Tantrum, God, I keep clicking that link. Even just like Stomping Tantrum and all these other moves are really nice. Yeah, let me yeah, Stomping Tantrum is right there. So Raging Fury, Hyper Fang, U-Turn, First Impression, Quick Attack, Sucker Punch, all types of moves will not miss with Hustle. So basically what you're using that infinite usability capsule in this case for, you're switching between Hustle and Strong Jaw depending on the situation, because you do have really good Strong Jaw boosted moves. Jagged Fangs and Crunch are via level up, which means you can't reteach them, so you would have to keep them to keep those on your learn set, which isn't bad. Bit situational though, but they're still good moves to keep. Especially Jagged Fangs is nice coverage. Crunch is good, but you also have other rock type moves via level up, like Rock Climb and Rock Slide and Stone Edge, and you know, all these other good moves. So it's not like he can't use rock or dark moves, but Strong Jaw makes them consistent and strong. No downsides. For example, Rock Climb dealing equal, Rock Slide having a 5% chance to miss, and Stone Edge, and also having a 10% chance to miss, and also Jagged Fangs with Strong Jaw's 8 base power stronger than Stone Edge, which is 120 base power overall with that crit. But yeah, Jagged Fangs crunch by a level up, and then you have Psychic Fangs via TM, which is also 128 base power with Strong Jaw, and that's also good coverage. And then you have Poison, Fire, Thunder, and Ice Fang, all of which are 112.5 base power with Strong Jaw. And the good part of having the good part of having those as TMs means that you can easily just reteach them. So whenever you see that there's a boss fight coming up that you need to hit with one of those coverage moves, you tack on Strong Jaw, you switch on Strong Jaw, and you use Poison Fang, Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, or Ice Fang, or whatever it is. That's really good. That's a very good trait to have. A lot of your good moves be reteachable because it limits your choices a lot less. Also, I didn't mention Fake Out is another hustle move. So Fake Out, 50 base power, and then you can use Quick Attack and First Impression and Sucker Punch for priority as well. And then I already covered the other moves, Hyper Fang being the best one. At level 50, which is very early, you'll be having Hyper Fang in time for Aether Foundation, possibly Nanu as well, so that's really strong. Like, it's really, really strong, okay, Hyper Fang. And that's not the only buff here, obviously, it's just the most, like, eye-popping one, I guess you could say. It also has utility, you know, it's got slack off. Early game, it has good bulk, especially for, like, the early 20s. It can live hits and slack stuff off. Slack off is not something you would keep for very long. I would probably only keep it for, like, totem fights, because you can, like, slack off in Scary Face or something in their face. Scary Face dropping attack and speed now. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It's just got really strong moves with Hustle and Strong Jaw. Rattata has Defiant over Strong Jaw because Bite was repurposed into Jagged Fangs. Therefore, there are no Strong Jaw boosted moves up until Hala. Raticate will evolve just in time for Hala, which is really nice. Makes you a lot stronger. Not that Rattata's weak because 69 base attack with Hustle is already strong. And a Defiant is a nice early game ability as well because of all its stat topping moves that exist. So you can switch your Rattata in on those and get a +2 attack boost. Pretty cool. And also it's just the only fitting ability I could think of that was useful for Melee Island on Rattata. That's why a lot of pre-evolved forms of this hack do have Defiant or competitive. And then they gain like a quote-unquote more useful ability as they evolve. Not that Defiant are competitive or bad. I already covered why they're really good in the Pidgeot video and all a bunch of other videos. And you can also just check out the link down below and click this and see all the moves that affect Defiant now. So yeah, that's really about it. I don't know what else to say. He's very straightforward. Z Acclimate is pretty cool at level 42, so you can use Z Acclimate in conjunction with one of the Fangs. Z Acclimate will give you +1 to all your stats and change your type to match the move at the top of your learn set. So you can use Z Acclimate plus Poison Fang, for example, or Fire Fang, and now you'll have Stab, 112.5 base power move right there, and you also resist First Impression. So you can actually probably tank one, and then you have a defensive boost, and you can slack off, or whatever it is, and you can probably try to get a sweep going. Bit situational, but still pretty cool. You can also use that in conjunction with Hustle plus any of your Hustle moves, like maybe Z Acclimate plus Sucker Punch with Hustle or something, +1 all your stats. Whatever you want to do. The possibilities are literally endless. Stomping Tantrum with Ground would be pretty good with Hustle. You can also just run buffed Wide Lens. Wide Lens is buffed to give you a 50% accuracy boost, so Wide Lens plus Double Edge, for example, is 92% accurate. And it's also stronger than Hyper Fang technically by a little bit. Impact is 160 base power, and that drops your attack step by 2, so that's an absolute nuke with Hustle. Definitely worth it for some boss fights if you need to kill a specific Pokemon, and you don't have, your coverage moves don't do it, or you don't have the move slots for coverage. And you can also use 2 Giga Impacts in a row is already very strong. The second Giga Impact is 80 base power, which is not bad at all. That's 240 base power overall, which is still stronger. That's actually the same base power as 2 Hyper Fangs in a row. So yeah, the downside is, of course, you can miss Hyper Fang, so Giga Impact with Hustle, and then it's not Strong Jaw boosted either. So I'm not trying to say it's better than Hyper Fang or anything, just that it's not useless. Yeah, otherwise you got other good normal stab moves earlier on, like Retaliate and Whiplash, which are nice and strong, and Rage earlier on, which also goes nicely with Slack Off, 80 base power. Rage is cool. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave the video off there. There's a couple other move buffs and changes I could talk about, and like I said, they do have good utility now with that parting shot, and also stuff like Home Claws is good with Hustle. Home Claws gives you +2 accuracy now, so you can use Home Claws in conjunction with slightly inaccurate moves like Zen Headbutt, Aqua Tail, and Health Thrust, which are 95% accurate, and Iron Tail and Gunk Shot, which are 90% accurate, and all of those are 100 to 110 base power. And then you also have Stone Edge, which is overall 120 base power, 90% accurate. So you can use Home Claws with Hustle and still not miss those moves, which is pretty cool. Very worth using for certain fights. Of course, like I said in several videos now, setup sweeping in general is a lot less viable in this hack. You won't be able to 6-0 trainers anymore very easily, especially on hardcore Nuzlogs, because of all the anti-setup things that are put into place, especially just having First Impression be a very common move. But in general, still good for certain fights. And these guys are absolutely powerful and fun to use, and would be an absolute blast from start to finish. So yeah, hopefully any Raticate lovers out there are happy with this. Very cool, as always. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff, and I'll be back for more coming up. Peace.